Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Rockford police released the name of the officer who shot a suspect over the weekend. Investigators provide a timeline of the car chase that ended in gunfire. The first weekend of Region 1's mitigation measures comes to a close. Local health officials commend businesses that complied while warning those who did not. Customers bundle up for outdoor dining at State Line restaurants. Several business owners show us the investments they're making to keep diners warm. Good evening, I'm Eric Wilson. Mimi Murphy is off tonight. Rockford police released the name of the officer who shot a suspect Friday night. Investigators say Officer Dominic McNeese fired his weapon after 21-year-old Tyrus Jones led him on a high-speed chase. The chase lasted nearly 9 minutes. It ended near the intersection of Springfield and South Main when Jones crashed into another car. Police say Jones tried to run away. That's when McNeese fired off 5 shots, hitting the suspect 3 times. McNeese has been with the department since April 2013. Police say Jones is in critical but stable condition. The Winnebago-Boone County Integrity Task Force is in charge of the investigation. A group of protesters have gathered outside Rockford City Hall since Saturday. Demonstrators with the May 30th Alliance hosted a sit-in there this afternoon. A video on the group's Facebook page shows the demonstration ending in at least 3 arrests. Police in Beloit look to the community for help after a 26-year-old woman is murdered over the weekend. Investigators say Chelsea Patton was shot to death on Park Avenue near Horace White Park around 2 in the morning Saturday. Police say when they arrived, they found Patton and 32-year-old Jeffrey Scott both shot. They were taken to the hospital where Patton died. A large group of people were reportedly at that scene but left before officers got there. If you have any information on this shooting, contact police or leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers. State health officials say coronavirus positivity rates are down after the first weekend of mitigation efforts in Region 1, but not down enough. The region is now sitting at 8.5%. Winnebago County is at 10%, Lee just over 8%, Ogle and Stevenson counties are up to nearly 7%, and Boone County is down to 6.4%. Today marks the 8th day of the region's rate rolling higher than 8%. Health officials warn 14 days could mean harsher restrictions. Winnebago County's top health official says that could be reality if local bars and restaurants continue to ignore guidelines. Health Department Director Dr. Sandra Martell says more than 30 complaints were filed against restaurants over the weekend. If compliance is not met, it could mean loss of licenses or even closure.
Groups that continue to have those large gatherings, shoulder to shoulder, person to person, face coverings off, you're contributing to an overall increased infection in the community. And you're right, I won't be able to identify one particular establishment, but I know the behavior that's common to all.
If the county does not improve its positivity rate, Dr. Martell says that could mean even more dining limitations, including the loss of outdoor seating. For the most part, health officials say the vast majority of bars and restaurants did comply with the new guidelines. For many, that meant keeping outdoor diners warm on chilly October nights. Michelle Rave checked in with some business owners, turning to outdoor heaters for help.
Our phones ring off the hook constantly since this whole virus has come about.
And the phone continues to ring at North Park Rental in McChesney Park as more restaurants and businesses look to bring their dining experience outdoors.
The number one renter in our business is tents right now. That is by far the number one dollar renter.
Owner Scott Salinger says he's had many former customers come back since the Region 1 mitigation measures kicked in and are now asking for another item.
And now at this point, they're having to pay to heat the tents, which I feel bad for them because that's what they got to do to make business go, and we're all making the adjustments we have to stay in business and keep the doors open.
One business that had to make some changes is Rockford Country Club.
Last week we decided to get a tent so that we could still have dining outside, even if there was inclement weather. So we did get a 30 by 50 foot tent. We have propane heat coming into it so we can keep it warm during the night.
Adding tents and heaters could be critical in helping businesses survive.
We're hoping that people will want to come to the country club in spite of the the closure of the indoor dining and eat outside under the stars.
The Rockford Country Club is doing everything they can to make the outdoor experience a good one.
This week we're actually going to decorate it more with some strung lights and a couple of chandeliers. So during the evening hours it should look really pretty.
While many businesses are renting these items, Salinger believes they'll eventually just buy their own.
People are going to want to purchase because I don't think this is going away. The rules may lighten up, but I think it's going to be around for a while.
Reporting for your home team, I'm Michelle Rave.
A State Line Bank says a simple question could be the best way to avoid getting scammed. October is National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. According to the American Bankers Association, consumers lost nearly $2 billion in phishing scams in 2019. Phishing is a type of online scam that targets consumers by sending an email that appears to be from a well-known source, like a bank. It then asks for personal information. Now, Northwest Bank and the American Bankers Association are partnering up to raise awareness about scams, which poses the question, would a bank ever ask that?
If you got a text message or an email that says, hey, click this link immediately, we need to verify your information, you should stop what you're doing first off and think, would a bank ever ask me for the information they already have? It just doesn't make sense.
Telesso says all suspicious messages can be reported on the American Bankers Association website. Although it's only October, preparations for one State Line holiday tradition have already started. This year marks Sinisippi Park's 31st Festival of Lights display. State Liners will once again be able to explore the grounds and experience the holiday lights on display. Opening night is scheduled for Friday, November 27th from 5 to 11 p.m. For the first few weeks of the season, the display will only operate on weekends. Hours will expand Monday through Sunday during the week of Christmas, and the Festival of Lights will wrap up New Year's Eve. In less than 30 days, we head to the polls to pick a president. Elliot Grandia has a look back at how each State Line county voted in the last presidential election. Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters.
Well, the first presidential debate has now come and gone. We are now less than a month away from the next presidential election. We decided to take a look back at the past year's presidential elections by county. So voters in Joe Daviess County and Carroll counties, they've actually followed the same trend nationally for the past 4 elections, meaning they voted a majority Republican in 2004, Democrat in 2008, Democrat again in 2012, and voted a majority for current President Donald Trump in 2016. Whiteside County made the biggest swing in votes, voting Democrat in the presidential elections in 2004, 2008, and 2012 elections, but then voted for President Trump with over 66% of the votes in 2016. Only Rock County in our viewing area has voted for a majority Democratic president the last 4 presidential elections. Looking at Olga and Lee County, those are the only counties that voted a majority Republican president for the last 4 presidential elections. Boone, Stevenson, Winnebago counties have all voted Republican for the last 2 presidential elections. Another quick note here, statewide, Illinois has not been a swing state for the past 4 elections, voting Democrats in the past 4 elections. As a reminder, the vice presidential debate, that's scheduled for later this week.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Signs of fall showing up all over as our temperatures continue to fall back, at least for the weekend last week. But we're actually going to see our numbers warm up as we head through these next several days. Big thank you to Debbie Jenner for sharing this picture. Well, we've got some beautiful fall color in the leaves in the tree. I don't think I'd want to see that anywhere near me. Debbie, thank you so much for sharing in your fall picture. And while we're talking fall, a little sign of spring. Connie shared this picture of a lilac starting to bloom. And actually, this is not the only picture that I have received of some lilacs starting to bloom. So a little bit of spring still trying to make its presence known. C. King at WTVO.com is where you can share your fall photos. It was chilly this morning. Frost, we had quite a bit of that in some spots too, as temperatures in a few spots dropped down into the 20s. 28 that low this morning in Rochelle, down to 34 in Rockford, 32 in the Pretzel City, and 35 in Monroe. Our winds have been gusty, sustained from the south, anywhere from 10 up to 20 to even 25 miles per hour. But we've had those winds gusting close to 35 miles per hour today. So with that dry air, lots of sunshine, and that strong southerly wind, temperatures have been able to climb into the 60s. Yes, we're still a little bit below that average, but our numbers will continue to grow and climb as we go through this week. 62 right now in Rockford, 60 in Freeport, and 61 our current temperature in Rochelle. 62 is what our weather watcher Bob here in Rockford is checking in with, and a dew point number of 31. So pretty dry out there for this afternoon, but that dry atmosphere will also allow our temperatures to fall back into the 40s once again as we go through the night tonight. You see the camera shaking just a bit. A live look with our Mercy House SkyTrack camera looking down to the south. Some cirrus clouds starting to work in from the west, and there's actually a little bit of haze kind of mixed in from that too, from a couple of fires that have been burning out in Colorado. We're actually starting to see some of that begin to move in, but that's going to be pretty much it for the night tonight. There is a cold front extending from the upper Midwest back through the plains, but this cold front going to come through dry for us tonight, and all we get from that tomorrow is just a wind shift. 45, that's where we end up for the overnight tonight. It will be windy this evening, but the winds will gradually start to subside, still staying at about 5 to 15 miles per hour, and gusts tomorrow afternoon upwards of 20 to 25. But you notice that temperature getting even warmer tomorrow despite that cold front coming in, and that's because we hang on to that west and southwesterly wind. So we really don't see a push of cold air behind that front. Now, what comes through tonight? We've got another cold front coming in Tuesday night, but with moisture confined down to the south, these fronts are going to come through dry. So it means our rain chances this week stay fairly limited, and with that jet stream actually being pushed a little bit further up to the north, temperatures are going to continue to warm. In fact, we could get by the end of this week where highs are in the mid and even upper 70s, running a good 10 to 15 degrees above that average. So let's look at your most trusted forecast. We're at 70 right now in Wednesday afternoon, I should say, down to 69 on Thursday. Plenty of sunshine. We might see a shower Saturday night into Sunday, but I think, Eric, the rain will really hold off for another week, where we could see a chance for a couple of showers and a few thunderstorms move in by next Monday.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
The Bears are a quarter of the way through their season. Their 3-1 record looks good, but there are too many signs that indicate the wins won't keep coming so easily the rest of the way. I wasn't expecting much from the offense this season, so the biggest most disappointing part about the Bears for me right now has been their defense. I expected, with the additions of Robert Quinn and Jalen Johnson and the return of Keem Hicks, that this defense would be dominant. It needs to be for the Bears to be good, and it hasn't been dominant. The Bears aren't getting takeaways. They're not getting enough sacks. They've been vulnerable defending the run, and Robert Quinn has made one big play. That's been it. Sadly, his best days, and I think Khalil Mack's best days, are behind them. It's not to say Mack still isn't a good player at times, who will still have huge games, but we're not going to see that consistent playmaking out of him. On offense, the Bears are at a disadvantage at quarterback in almost every game they play, no matter which quarterback is in there. And they just don't have playmakers aside from Allen Robinson. They missed that safety valve of Tariq Cohen, the one guy they always turn to when everything else breaks down and isn't working. He's the one guy capable of taking nothing and turning it into a big play. I'm not optimistic about what I'm seeing from this Bears team. Now, I want to take a moment to tip my hat to two of our motorsports complexes in the state line and the people who run them. I was at both of them yesterday. Let's start with the Byron Dragway. Its big annual event, the World Power Wheel Standing Championships, were held. It was a big success. BJ Bagnis and his crew keep plugging away and bringing big-time entertainment to the area. The other is the Rockford Speedway. The National Short Track Championships weekend had a weather hiccup Saturday night, but otherwise it was a great weekend of racing. I tip my hat to the Deary family, which continues to keep that place up and running and providing racing opportunities for local racers. Many people have come to take the track and the Dearys for granted. I'm not one of them. Almost the entire family, as you see there, was there yesterday and posed for a photo before the main race. Jody Deary wasn't there, but she's doing fine. She just didn't want to be around people and have to face the potential of going into quarantine should someone come down with the virus. She did ride, though, a couple ceremonial laps around the track on Friday night. So great job to the Dearys.
Our first warning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Things will stay fairly quiet as we go through the night tonight. We'll see just a couple of clouds move in overnight as a cold front comes through, but actually our temperatures will warm behind that as we hold on to more of a westerly wind tomorrow. Highs tomorrow afternoon near 71. 70 on Wednesday. We'll see plenty of sunshine, just a brief dip in the numbers on Thursday, but back into the mid, maybe even upper 70s as we head towards the weekend.
Certainly a big change from the morning we just had. Thanks, Candice, and thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.